solve the problems that are in the world, solve the people's problems, and money will find you. You don't stand there with your hands bare. You stand there with containers, a lot of them, bigger containers. In the event that water starts flowing through the river, you will stand a high chance of getting the most out of that. Upcoming electricians to ensure that they equip themselves with the information. What schools should be doing is to actually focus on what these great people who are changing the world are doing. Once people graduate from these colleges, let it not be a money-making machine and you just throw technicians out there without necessarily knowing where they are going. It is important for colleges and schools to ensure that we have graduates here. We have the numbers, yes. But when these people are going to the market, are they going to be valuable in terms of future, where the world is going? If you are an electrician, it tells me that you are in the technical space. So you're not supposed to be opposing these developments that are coming up. You're not supposed to be fighting why people like Elon Musk are going to Mars, but you're supposed to ask yourself, what opportunities were?
My name is Frederick Kanja. I appreciate you for following me and for being here. I welcome you to today's live, and I hope that you're going to enjoy this session. We are going to be talking more about electricity. Everyone in the world, or everyone today, they are using electric gadgets in one way or the other. So we have an expert here, Mr. John. You're going to tell us more about yourself and what you do, and then we are going to be asking him several questions about electricity and electric gadgets and electric safety and more about that field. Today we are going to be focused more about how you can stay safe with electric and how you can minimize your electric consumption, right, John?
Sure.
So, Mr. John, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate it. Yes.
I see the good work you do online, and I hope your followers appreciate what you do.
Yeah, they do. From the comment section, from the inbox, the interactions, it is usually a great thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love the work you do, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a very good job, and people might not appreciate it as much as you may want. So, but the inspiration you inspire young people or even older generation to continue doing what you do.
Yeah.
And much is about helping people and keeping them safe, and also good electric consumption and good usage of electricity and their gadgets. So tell us about yourself.
Wow. So my name is John, and I'm a very passionate person when it comes to electrical and mainly when it comes to electricity. So when I was growing up, I was really much interested with things to do with electricity. And beginning, what I used to do was focusing on, solar and also battery. Back in the day, my father had a battery and a solar, and so he used to really support me, and everything was great. So from my childhood, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I really focused on that.
Great. So what made you think of top hits or to start the content that is focused on electric?
Yeah, for me, I noticed that so many people don't have the right information. When it comes to electrical and electronics, especially, we use electricity in the home, and electricity supply to our homes, as most people think it is dangerous or fear electricity. But for me, with my interaction with electricity, I discovered that it is not that bad as people perceive it to be. But if we take precautions, then we will actually be safe with electricity. The bigger issue is when you fail to do the right thing around electricity, and that is how it will harm you. So I discovered that so many people don't have the information. If they have the information, then electricity will be friendly to them.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested about are you an electrician
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
Did you study electric or you just gain interest in electric or electricity and its usage or the fixing of electric gadgets?
Yeah, good question. So, myself, I went through this education system. I went to college. I studied electrical engineering, and I graduated. And after that, I ventured into the field of electrical. I have been in it for quite some time. But when it comes to, education, I also discovered that much was not covered in college and also in the physics world. So I keep on reinvesting in the information up to date.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we talk about school and the colleges or the campuses
Yeah.
and the technical, what do we call them? The technical schools that offer the courses that deal with electric and electricity,
Yeah.
engineering, and other type of electric courses. Do you think that we are offered the right curriculum?
Our curriculum, what I would say in this current system, is very old, and the schooling system is regurgitating what our forefathers learned in school. And I'm not saying it is bad because, physics, the idea of physics does not really much change, especially from the fundamentals. But the only problem that I have with that system is that they don't refresh the syllabus to suit the current technology. Like myself, I was busy in school studying about these, you know, the TVs which have the back.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
call them TVs mgongo.
Yes.
And then when I came out to the world now, I was interested in the business aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I came fresh with that knowledge. We call them the cathode ray tubes TVs, the CRTs. But now going to the market, I discovered that the world is advanced. People are talking about flat screen TVs, and not just flat screen, but they're talking about uh, uh, digital TV back then. Right now, we're talking about Android TVs.
Mm-hmm.
That is what colleges will not teach you. They will not update you, they will not update the syllabus, and that is where I have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what would you advise as an expert or someone who have gone through the same curriculum? What would you advise these technical schools and the campuses that offer electric courses to the students?
Now, you see, the problem that we have is that people are hungry for information. People are hungry to learn and understand what things work, especially not to do with the past, but the future. You see, I have an icon and someone that I really, really follow and keep tabs with what he's doing, and he's also my mentor. His name is Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
So Elon Musk, what he's doing right now is not about the current technology; it is about the future. So what schools should be doing, back to your question, is to actually focus on what these great people who are changing the world are doing. Like, let's say we can have sessions with part of these institutions, or probably these people who are thinking about the future, so that we keep on refreshing our minds, so that once people graduate from these colleges, let it not be a money making machine, and you just throw technicians out there without necessarily knowing where they are going to. It is important for colleges and schools to ensure that we have graduates here. We have the numbers, yes. But when these people are going to the market, are they going to be valuable in terms of future, where the world is going? I discuss with electricians, and most of them, I ask them, do you know about AI?
Yeah.
So if you are an electrician, it tells me that you are in the technical space. So you are not supposed to be opposing these developments that are coming up. You're not supposed to be fighting why people like Elon Musk are going to Mars, but you're supposed to ask yourself, what opportunities do I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, John, tell us, there is this student who want to go into electrical courses.
Yeah.
As an expert, what would you advise them?
Yeah, nice one. So I think it is important for you to, first of all, like I normally say, begin with the end in mind. We are engineers. There is this term that is usually referred to as reverse engineering. So what I would advise such a person is to first ask themselves questions like, if I'm going into the study of electrical or electronics, what is my purpose? What is the goal? And most importantly, what problems are out there in the world that I can offer a solution? You see, it is not good for you to engage in a study just for the sake of graduating. Many people have been there, they have graduated, they have made celebrations, only for them to discover that there is a lot of pain awaiting them. Because you know what? You come out here, you're competing with people like myself who are constantly updating themselves on the new information regarding the future. So my greatest advice would be that it is important for people who are graduating or going to school to ensure that they study what is the future, not even now, but study what is the future. So that when they invest information in the future, it is like you are in a river bank. The river is dry, there's no water.
Yeah.
But you know water is coming. You don't stand there with your hands bare. You stand there with containers, a lot of them, bigger containers. In the event that water starts flowing through the river, you will stand a high chance of getting the most out of that water. So it is important for upcoming electricians to ensure that they equip themselves with the information so that when this need comes, they are able to capitalize on that and make the most out of it.
As an expert, what would you advise someone who is thinking of buying maybe a TV, a cooker, a jiko that is using electric or electricity? What would you advise them as an expert?
Yeah, and that is a very important question because when it comes to electrical and electronics home appliances, the best thing to definitely consider is on the power consumption because that is what we normally check. So most of the people look at the performance, but if it were myself, I would look at the power rating. There are appliances which are rated at 36 watts, like let's say the TV. Another one is 100 watts, and so on and so forth. So if you are a person who is purchasing an electrical appliance and you are concerned about how this thing will be consuming your tokens, especially for us here, you will check on that. But again, another important aspect is this appliance, how long has it been in the market? For instance, most of the home appliances, you will go for them because they are cheap, but in the long run, disappoint you because of the failures. Let's say you're talking about a washing machine. Is this brand widely spread in the market? And apart from that, how many people that you know using this brand and have a testimony that indeed it has not disappointed them. So those are some of the things that you check. Another important thing is to always consult with your technician. If, for instance, I was to buy a washing machine today, I would go to a person who repairs them. They have all the secrets.
Yep.
They will tell you, this brand, I have repaired it oftenly. And then this other one, it has this motherboard, it has these features, it is the best to buy. And I think that is a very good way to deal with these appliances.
Okay, in your field as an electrician,
Yeah.
that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Which are the challenges that your client experience when they are using their gadgets, when you interact with them or you visit their home? Which challenges do you encounter most for your clients?
Now, especially when it comes to electrical, because that is a great area that I am into. Whenever it comes to electrical, you find that a person will purchase something based on the price or the cost. Now, when they go home with it and connect it, find that these appliances disappoint them in the manner in which they operate. We always say that cheap is expensive. So when you invest in something that is cheaper, it will disappoint you in the manner that you will need to keep on repairing it or probably having to replace it, and that issue of going back to your pockets for such problems, I think to me it is a great pain to my customers.
Excellent, great answer. So let's shift back now to about electrical works.
Yes.
You are an expert in the field of electrical, and you are an electrician who is satisfied.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you have redone work or done work that have been done by another person but was poorly done.
Yeah.
So when someone is hiring an electrician, what should they look at, or how are they able to know that this is someone who do a very good work when I give them the job?
Wow, good question. Like I said, even about the appliances, it is not good for you to keep repeating work or probably spending on the same problem that you spent last time. Let's say you are fixing a socket on the wall and then you have to repair it again or to replace it again, or after a few days you go back to doing the same problem. Let's take a good example of an instant shower head. People have a lot of problem with an instant shower head. They keep on calling someone, and it is not a good thing according to me, because if you called someone to come and fix it and then you have to call them again to go and fix it, that means you will spend a lot more, isn't it?
Sure.
Within a very short time.
I agree.
So the greatest challenge that we have is, number one, you find that electricians are chasing money. And also, if you are a client who is looking for services, you are looking for someone who is cheaper. Not necessarily an expert or someone who is qualified, or someone who has an experience in that problem. So if you keep looking for a cheaper guy, then you will end up spending, because they also will not do a good job and they will keep on coming back to do that repair.
Great.
Yeah.
So an electrician that is certified should not do the job for the money. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. For us at Top Heights Electricals and Electricians, what we put more emphasis is to ensure that you do a quality job. All the electricians that we work with, we ensure that when you are dealing with a problem, you don't focus on any other problems. That problem that you are currently dealing with, we take it as if it is a matter of life and death.
Mhm.
That is the only job that we have. That is the only client that we have. And we don't think about another person, even though they are calling us at that particular moment. So we ensure that the work that we do, we don't go back to it. And mostly we do that for the sake of the brand. So that if at all I am focused on the brand and making sure that I do something that will not taint the name of Top Heights, at the end of the day, the customer benefits because they get quality services, and even the products that we recommend them are products that will not fail them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you had to redo someone else's work?
From other electricians?
Yes.
Of course, like 1,000 times. And the reason why I do that is because you find that if, for instance, a customer approached someone simply because this person is either cheap, this person is either available, or this person, just told them that I do work, but they had not seen their works, then I have gone to places severally to redo these jobs. And let me tell you, I love such kind of works because they are like my breakfast. Because I know the moment I solve your problem that has given you a lot of pain today, and that problem, you will never have to deal with it again for like months and even years. I know that I will retain you as my customer. Yes.
But does it mean if a foodie or an electrician is more expensive that they are likely to offer quality work?
Not really, but chances are very high that if you have a person who is asking for more money, but again, I think value is very important here, and also testimonials, or what I would like to call other people's experiences. If, let's say, for instance, you have a friend of yours who recommends a certain person for, for the electrical works, there are high chances that that person is qualified. As much as they might be expensive, but at least have some backing.
Yeah.
Like, let's say there is a referral, or like right now we are in the world of digital era. You can go to someone's page, like you can come to Top Heights Electricals and Electricians. You see the works that we have done, the testimonials, everything speaks for itself. If you're not relying on digital, you probably have a friend of yours who can give you a referral. Even if that person is expensive, then it is important for you to consider that you better pay a lot of money once and get quality services. Yes.
All right. So there is a question about safety.
Yeah.
Safety for the kids,
Yeah.
for the family, when you are dealing with electrical appliance and generally electricity.
Yeah.
So from your end, I think you have even yourself while you are working, you have been electrocuted once or twice.
Yeah.
Maybe it happened as a mistake, or it's just I don't know. Tell us, what can we do to ensure that there is safety in the house for everyone, not just for the kids, for even the adults in the house when they are using electricity and electric gadgets?
Good question. Now, I have severally insisted about the issue of safety. Many people fear electricity, but electricity is not that bad or is not that dangerous. I always answer people in the comment section that, anything is bad if at all you use it the wrong way. Even food. Food is good. It nourishes us, our body and everything. But if you eat it in a certain way, it will choke you to death. The same applies with electricity. Electricity is good, is friendly, but if you use it in a bad way, then it will end your life.
Yeah.
So I always say that, for instance, when it comes to the issue of safety and electric shocks, you find that someone says, there's a time I go and touch my water tap and I receive some shock. Now, that is where the problem is. Because when that incidents occur, you are supposed to immediately call your electrician to find out where the problem is. When I was in school, we learned about very important things to do with electric shock. Number one, electric shock can be very friendly with me. For instance, I have received a lot of electric shocks while in the field as you were putting it.
I agree, you'd be lying if you didn't have
Yeah.
a shock here and there.
Yeah. So sometimes it is accidental. Most of the time, of course, it's accidental because no one will wake up and say, today I just want to test this and see how I feel.
Yeah.
So we receive it. But you find that there is someone now like myself, several electric shock incidences, and here I am. You will find that there is another person who will receive an electric shock and they get severe burns. And there is also another person who will receive the same magnitude of electric shock,
Yes,
and they lose their lives. So I always encourage my followers and everyone that if you feel an electric shock somewhere, whether it's in the taps or an appliance, like let's say an electric cooker in your home, you don't ignore it. Because it can be friendly on you. And I always say there's nothing like a mild electric shock or a simple electric shock, because it can be catastrophic to your wife,
yeah,
or your child, or probably when your house help comes in contact with the same impact that you assumed was minor, they lose their lives.
sure.
So it is important to seek help from an electrician who understands about it and get the shock out. Another important thing that, especially in my country here in Kenya, as well as here in Africa, we have not really paid attention, is the gadgets that can automatically cut off the electricity supply in the home when someone is receiving shock. Did you know that there are some gadgets like those? They're normally fitted at the consumer unit. So we have gadgets such as an RCCB. It is fitted at the consumer unit so that if someone is receiving shock somewhere, it will automatically switch off the electricity.
That is what we call the cutout.
No. The cutout is located at the meter box.
Okay.
But at the consumer unit, where we have the main switch in the house.
Yeah.
So that system automatically shuts the electricity in the home.
Wow.
Protecting someone who is receiving an electric shock. There are also other systems such as an earthing. Definitely you know about earthing.
Yeah.
So if your earthing at home is faulty, then it exposes you as well as your family to risk of electric shock. So I always encourage people to consult the electrician after a period of, let's say, 3 or 6 months, to come to your home and ensure that they do these regular checks, maintenances, to guarantee you, is your earthing system working? Is it properly serving you? All right, so that in case there is any leakage of this electricity to to the surfaces of a cooker, a microwave, everyone is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you're talking about earthing, we have experienced this is a global issue where we have earthquake and lightning.
Yeah.
When you're building your house, how can you protect yourself or your family or your properties from being destroyed by earthquake and lightning, which they go hand in hand. Also, when there is heavy rain, which might fall on the electric wires, which might end up maybe shocking someone, or what can you advise when it comes to building houses, even for the couple who build very, very high high-end flats, in terms of lightning and things like those? Let's talk about lightning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to lightning and earthquakes, in most cases you find that those are natural calamities which unfortunately in most cases it is hard for us to stop them or escape them. But scientists are there for a reason. Like for instance, when you are coming up with a construction, there are some experts which you are supposed to consult. This expert will tell you that, hello, you cannot have this building here because probably this is a waterway. You probably may not see a river there, but it is a waterway, meaning that that area is weak to hold whatever investment you want to come up with there. So there are experts that can help us in that. But when we talk about other countries whereby unfortunately you find that they wake up one day and earthquake strikes them, as you have rightly put it, you find that there is an issue of also lightning. Now,
which come with electric shocks.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, when that lightning strikes, in most cases you find that it is spontaneous. So when you're outside there and there is an issue of lightning, it is hard for you to safeguard yourself. Now, when people are coming up with buildings, we have something that we refer to as a lightning arrestor. I don't know whether you have ever seen them. There is a pole and then there are some 3 spikes.
Yes.
Atop of the building. So if you have the tallest building in town or in the area, you must have that thing, because if lightning strikes, it can either damage your building or a section of it, or a loved one, maybe kids are playing outside there, they might be struck by this lightning. When you have that lightning arrestor, then when lightning strikes, that arrestor, as the name goes, will now arrest the lightning and take it to the source. The source for these natural calamities such as lightning is the earth.
The earth.
Yeah.
So that's where they are the price.
Yes. Then there is a question you've also asked when it comes to now it strikes the power lines and all that. Whenever lightning strikes the power lines, or the power lines have been damaged to the extent that they are lying on the ground, they have posed so many risks to people.
Yeah.
Because there is a place I was working and people used to report about those problems, and whenever these lines were on the ground, you would find that someone innocently, because they want to cross, they will go and try to lift these power lines so that they can cross. Now the problem is these power lines are still live. We refer to that as the conductor is still energized.
They are still carrying electricity.
Exactly. Yeah. In layman's language, they still have electricity in them. So when you go and try to touch them, worse will be if at all you are not wearing shoes. So these power lines will induce or will transfer the electricity into your body. That is how so many people are losing their lives. It is not in the news, the social media so much, so we don't know the dangers. But to your question, if at all you find power lines hanging so low, avoid them. Myself, I don't touch power lines. I don't touch anything to do with power lines, even the posts themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in that, in the same topic, let's talk about if my friend or my sibling or my child was electrocuted, what am I supposed to do as the first aid?
Very important question, and I have always talked about it in even most of the videos that I've been posting, that there is a procedure for such an event that happens now. And I also encourage fathers, mothers, and caregivers to have this information. Why? Because if as a father you understand how this electricity works and such an accident works, it will be easier for you to help your child or your loved ones and even save them from that disaster. Let's take an example of a microwave or a fridge. You know, it is accessed by everyone in your family. So assuming that this fridge has what we refer to as now the electric shock in layman's language, or excessive charges on their metallic surfaces, and then you get in contact with that surface. You see now what happens, these charges will now transfer from whatever appliance, either a microwave or that cooker, to you, because those charges want a safer route to escape. So once you place your hand on that appliance, you are a safer route for the charges.
Yeah.
So the electricity will flow through you. Now in that regard, it will definitely hurt you. You see, because you are not meant to carry current, like a wire.
Yeah.
So you will be injured. Now, if someone is screaming in that situation, we normally refer to it in Kiswahili, amekwama hapo. So they have been stuck there. So the first procedure is to take a wood or a wooden material, maybe a chair, a stool, and you knock them off from that position.
Should it be dry or wet?
It must be dry.
Okay.
So whenever someone is in that situation, again, you who is rescuing them, you must be 100% cautious. Very cautious. Reason why, you might also end up like them. Because when you touch this person, again, with bare hands, now the charges will further flow, the electricity will further flow now to you.
They will escape to you.
Exactly. And the problem is, it might be even far more catastrophic to you as the second person.
Yes.
You see? So, and at the end of that incident, you might find that we lose two people. So what you do when you get someone in that position, you don't panic. You take something that is very dry and something that cannot conduct electricity. Not a metallic thing, and also plastics sometimes can, pass the charges because of the electrostatic effect.
Yeah.
Okay, those are technical terms, but dry wood is encouraged. That is why it is important for you to have dry furniture around, like the stools and the seats and the likes.
Yeah.
Or you can even take pillow, and you knock them off without coming in contact with them.
Yeah.
That is procedure number 1. Procedure number 2, you rush to the main switch in the house. We normally have a consumer unit section or whatever main switch that you have. You switch the mains electricity off. After that, now you rush to this person and you check whether they are breathing. You check whether they are okay. You can give them first aid in terms of trying to resuscitate them back if, for instance, they are not breathing.
Yeah.
You try to, you can offer what we were learning, the keys of life. You try to resuscitate them. Sometimes you may find that these people have burns on their hands.
Yeah.
So you must consider taking them to hospital as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So that if at all there were internal issues, then the hospital will take care of that, and that is how you will save someone who is receiving an electric shock.
Great.
Yeah.
We have had instances with instant showers.
Yeah.
I know you fix a lot of them.
A lot.
That is the most repaired electric gadgets in our houses.
Definitely.
Even in my house, I've repaired 2 now. So, what would you advise about instant showers? Yeah.
Awesome. Again, when it comes to instant shower heads, there is no point of fearing them. Most people are afraid of instant shower heads. From the content, I've observed that.
Because water is a good carrier of electricity, right?
Yeah.
And it's flowing from the electricity to you.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, you find that if at all that water is charged with electricity and it is flowing through your body, that water is accessing a wider surface area. So there are many points to shock you and to instantly kill you. But there is no point of fearing, because number 1, if you are receiving an electric shock in the shower, very high chances the instant shower head is a poor quality one. Because the shower head in itself, it has mechanisms in which, if at all there are excessive charges, the earthing connection from inside that instant shower head is able to take out the charges before they can get to the water that is flowing through you.
Yeah.
So there are many points whereby if in that instant shower head, the earth wire is even in contact with the water, again, it brings the issue of, is your earth system working? Because if that wire is not connected to the earth or connected all the way to the meter box out there, to the ground through what we refer to as an earth rod, your earthing is compromised. That means if there are excessive charges in your instant shower head, they will not find their way outside. So the charges will stick there waiting for you to activate that shower head.
Yeah.
And that is why we were insisting you must ensure that first your earthing is working, and the instant shower heads that people buy nowadays, as I see, they go for cheap ones. Now there's a problem in that because that earth wire may be compromised because cheap is expensive. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
So if it is compromised, then that instant shower head can electrocute you.
Sure.
Again, when it comes to installation, you see you might have a good instant shower head, but someone who is installing it does not factor in safety measures such as earthing, and they do not do a good job at the connection of these wires.
Yeah.
So you find that when you go to touch that tap, you receive a shock. When you are taking your shower, you receive a shock. So it has to be a good instant shower head, properly fitted. Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
So, my name is Frederick Kanja. I'm here with John from Top Hits Electricals. So, we are discussing matters of electric and electric gadgets. John is an expert in the electrical field. I think there is a difference between electrical and electronics.
Yeah.
Someone might say, I'm going to buy electricals, but what they exactly means, they are going to buy maybe a Nufa, which is an electronics.
Exactly.
What is the difference between electricals and electronics?
Good question. Electrical are appliances that use a lot of power, high power. Like let's say a washing machine must use a lot of power because it is running motors, you know, to rotate that drum. If you're talking about a fridge, it is using a lot of power because again there are appliances inside such as a compressor. And when we are talking about a cooker, even its size, it is bigger, and it is using some parts which are purely electricity powered, and we normally refer to as alternating current, such as a heater. It is using alternating current. And when we talk about electronics, these are gadgets that use small powers, if I may go with that word, because electrical, most of the appliances have must be powered through the 240 volts. For us here in Kenya or in Africa, countries such as America, they use 110 volts. When it comes to electronics, they use small powers. You find that for you to power a laptop, you only require 19 volts.
Meaning you can charge it with your phone's charger.
Yes.
Okay.
So you not really a phone charger, but you can charge, for instance, this laptop with a car battery.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a gadget like, let's say, a phone, a tablet.
Yeah.
It requires like 5 volts.
Very minimal.
Yes, 5 volts. A laptop requires 19 volts. And when we get now inside the laptop itself, you find that it is even using 1.7, 3 volts. But you see, for the fridge, for you to power that compressor inside the fridge, you require 230 volts. You see now, that is where now the difference comes in, apart from now the sizes.
All right.
Yeah.
So today we are shooting our videos from Lonier. I'm a Lonier.
Yeah.
Leather. They deal with leather products. So at the end of the show, we are going to show you those products.
Sure.
For now, we are talking with John from Top Hits.
Yeah.
So tell us, at Top Hits, What services do you offer, or products? Yeah.
Yeah, so at Top Heights, our main focus is electrical, and we focus with giving people solutions when it comes to electricals, electricity, simple solutions. And for us, we have put much emphasis on ensuring that people find electricity friendly, and we alert people about the dangers that are especially on the power lines. You've seen me talk about the transformers, you've seen me talk about the power lines, and insisting that if there is a problem on the power line and this power line is coming to your home, then definitely you must be concerned, because anything that happens there might find its way to the house. So we tell people that this gadget, you're supposed to have it in your consumer unit and do not compromise. We also deal with installations. Let's say it's wiring. We do wiring for a building that is coming up. We do maintenance work for many clients. Corporates, we've dealt with corporates. We've dealt with individual clients. We've dealt with families when they're coming up with their home. It is our passion to ensure that we install electricity that is safe for these people and it is working properly for them. And then we have put much emphasis on solar because we are focused on the technology that is current and also the technology that is future. So when it comes to solar, we have put a lot of investment on what is the current technology and what is the future. Right now, we are talking about lithium-ion batteries. These are batteries that can store a lot of charge for you and can help you to even go off grid, meaning you don't necessarily need to be connected to the electricity, the grid, the traditional grid.
Yeah.
You can simply have your solar power at home and you don't need to worry about power blackouts. You don't need to worry about you bought tokens and you are not received the token confirmation. You don't need to worry about surges that may damage your appliances. So basically, as we at Top Heights Electricals and Electricians is to give or to offer solutions and to ensure that everyone is comfortable with their electricity as well as their appliances, and everything that they are using at home lasts them longer and gives them a peace of mind.
So if I wanted to reach out to an electrician from Top Heights, how would I contact them?
Now, for us, we are very huge on social media, but we also have a website which is www.topheightselectricals.com. We are on Facebook as Top Heights Electricians. We are on YouTube. We are on TikTok, on every platform. And should I also give our WhatsApp number?
Yes, you can. You can.
Our WhatsApp number is 07 11 34 34 12. Our email is info@topheightselectricals.com.
So even as we approach the end of this video, an interview, I want you to talk to someone out there who'd like to do electric works, all who have interest. We have so many young people out here who also studied the same course but are not working. They're just staying at home. What would you advise them as an expert who have been in the field for like how many years?
More than 10.
More than 10. Yeah, talk to those people who have interest in electricals or who did the course then went back to the countryside and said there is no work, the government to give us work, and such kind of excuses.
Absolutely. I get many requests on my inbox and people asking for job opportunities. And for me, I grill them further because, like I always say, there's no point of me having many followers whom I can't help. Most of my followers are electricians or aspiring electricians or students. Now, this is a very important topic whenever I'm doing content because many people are chasing after money. when it comes to electrical, now things get tougher because first of all, in any technical area, it is about the solution that you give vis-a-vis what you studied in school.
Yeah.
You might have studied in school, you have all these papers, you want to flash them before people, and you see engineers are not looking for that. Customers are not looking for your papers or how decorated they are. What they are looking for is a solution.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about a solution, you first of all ask yourself, what are the problems outside there? So, like, for instance, currently we have a problem of power. You see, there are constant power blackouts. For electricians, it is important for you to ask, the problems that we have are power blackouts. Now, what can I solve because I've identified that as a problem? Elon Musk is the richest man in the world right now simply because he identifies problems and comes up with a solution. He has a Tesla company. Tesla company deals with cars, deals with solar solutions.
Yeah.
He even has Tesla roofs, which are these pieces. They're just pieces like these are, notebook. They are roofing tiles, but they are solar.
Yes.
So when you join them, the entire roof is solar in itself, and it is a power roof. So by coming up with that solution, it automatically makes him a rich person. So most of the electricians who are in school or who are outside here must always invest in their education.
Yeah.
Must always do research work and ask themselves, what are the problems that are outside there that I can solve? Before you even come up with a solution, identify the problems and position yourself on the path to offer solutions. And that is how they will excel. Otherwise, if an electrician is like myself who graduated, and at that particular point where I was graduating, I was constantly chasing money. This money was also constantly running away from me. Until that time that I accepted that I need to offer a solution. What are the pain points of the customers or the clients? They are struggling with this issue of power blackouts, and I started offering a solution in solar, and that is how I started getting clients. So an electrician who is aspiring to become an electrical engineer, or probably is in school or is outside there looking for work, or is on the verge of giving up or quitting, my greatest advice is solve the problems that are in the world, solve the people's problems, and money will find you.
Sure.
It's as easy as that.
So thank you, John, for today's interview. We appreciate your time and for coming, and we are very grateful.
Yeah, I really do appreciate also for the opportunity that you've given me. It is not really common for people to invite you for these interviews, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. And myself, I'm looking forward to having a great country where electricity, especially from the national grid, will be safe for people, whereby we will also have great systems where, if, for instance, today you reported that there is a transformer that is on fire, you get quick response, and that issue is sorted out. If, for instance, there is a house which is, there is a pole which is leaning on someone's property, there is a quick response and also compensation for that damage. And I'm looking forward to also transparency, especially from my fellow electricians. If at all you're fixing someone's property or problem, you don't take advantage of them.
Yes.
But you solve their pain points, and they will keep coming back to you.
Sure.
So thank you so much for this opportunity. And my name is John. And as always, I will continue to offer solutions to people when it comes to electrical and electricity.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We ask you kindly to follow us, leave your comment, likes, shares, and we are very thankful. Thank you so much for watching.